Imagine this. You're walking into a place you've never visited before. Suddenly, your heart skips a beat. You know this hallway. You know that door. You even know what someone is about to say. Seconds before they say it. For one impossible moment. It feels as if you've already lived this exact experience. But that's impossible, isn't it? This strange feeling has a name. Déjà Vu. Nearly 70% of people will experience it at least once in their lives. Some experience it only once, others several times every year. For centuries, people believed déjà vu was proof of past lives, a glitch in reality, or even a glimpse into the future. But today, scientists believe the truth may be even more incredible because the answer isn't hidden in the universe. It's hidden inside your brain. Imagine your brain as the most powerful prediction machine ever created. Every second, it processes millions of pieces of information. Faces, voices, colors, movement, smells, every tiny detail around you. And it does all of this in less than the blink of an eye. Most of the time, everything works perfectly. But occasionally, for reasons scientists are still trying to understand, something happens that lasts less than a fraction of a second. A tiny mistake. So small, you could never consciously notice it. Yet, it completely changes the way reality feels. Researchers discovered that your brain doesn't simply record the present. It constantly compares what's happening now with everything you've experienced before. Every room, every face, every street, every sound. Your brain is always asking one silent question. Have I seen something like this before? Usually, the answer is clear. Yes or no. But sometimes, the answer becomes strangely blurred, and that's when reality begins to feel unexpectedly familiar. What's even more fascinating is that déjà vu happens most often when you're completely awake, not while dreaming, not while sleeping, but during perfectly ordinary moments. Walking into a classroom, entering a restaurant, talking with a friend, standing in line. Moments that should feel completely normal suddenly become unforgettable. And here's the strangest part. The feeling usually lasts only a few seconds. Then, it disappears, almost as if your brain catches its own mistake and quietly fixes it. But what exactly caused that mistake? Scientists searched for decades, and eventually, they uncovered one of the most fascinating clues ever discovered about human memory. Scientists discovered something unexpected. The feeling of déjà vu doesn't begin with your eyes. It doesn't begin with your ears. It begins deep inside your memory system. Hidden within your brain are two remarkable structures. One helps create new memories. The other helps recognize familiar ones. Normally, they work together perfectly. But sometimes, for just a tiny fraction of a second, they fall out of sync. Imagine receiving the same message twice. The first arrives almost instantly. The second arrives just a moment later. When that second signal reaches your brain, it mistakenly labels the present as something you've already experienced, not because you actually lived it before, but because your brain briefly believes you did. That tiny timing error may be enough to create the strange feeling we call déjà vu. But researchers weren't completely satisfied, so they asked another question. If déjà vu is simply a timing error, why doesn't it happen every day? After studying thousands of people, scientists noticed an interesting pattern. Déjà vu is most common between the ages of 15 and 30. It also appears more often when people are tired, under stress, or not getting enough sleep. Why? Because your brain is working harder to process information. And when an incredibly complex system works at incredible speed, tiny mistakes become slightly more likely. Not dangerous mistakes, just brief, harmless ones. Then came one of the biggest breakthroughs. Doctors studying epilepsy patients noticed something remarkable. Just before certain seizures, some patients reported an overwhelming feeling of déjà vu. That discovery gave scientists an important clue. It suggested that the sensation wasn't supernatural. It was neurological. Further brain imaging studies showed that regions involved in memory, especially the hippocampus and nearby parts of the temporal lobe, become active during these experiences. It doesn't mean everyone who experiences déjà vu has a medical condition. Far from it. For most healthy people, it's a completely normal experience. But these studies helped researchers understand where the feeling may come from. Even today, no single theory explains every case. Some scientists believe it's caused by a tiny delay in memory processing. Others think it's the brain's familiarity system activating at the wrong moment. And some researchers believe several different mechanisms may produce the exact same feeling. That's what makes déjà vu so fascinating. The experience is real, the feeling is real, but the memory isn't. So, why do we experience déjà vu? The honest answer is, science is closer than ever, but the mystery isn't completely solved. What seems most likely is that déjà vu is one of the rare moments when your brain briefly confuses familiarity with memory, a split-second illusion created by one of the most complex organs in the known universe. And, perhaps, that's the most amazing part of all. Every time you experience déjà vu, you're not seeing the future, you're not remembering a past life, you're witnessing one tiny moment when your extraordinary brain quietly reminds you just how mysterious it truly is. And maybe the greatest mystery isn't déjà vu itself, it's the incredible brain that makes you experience it.